Hey guys, Crypto Mike here with the mic check 1 2 1 2. Is this thing on? Please hit the thumbs ups, the subscribe button, and the notification bell right down there if you enjoy my live streams and my new videos. Let's go. Now, you guys, I do think this could be the Black Swan event that takes us into economic turmoil. As a global entity, okay? This could be a global economic downturn. We are talking about the coronavirus, okay? It's very concerning. We just had the 5th case in the U.S. confirmed, and now they're asking Trump to declare a formal public health emergency. All right, now, let's get into the juicy stuff. You guys, you're not going to love this, but it's going to intrigue you very much. Listen to what this says. It basically says a lot of the things that I have been saying the last few days. And I believe this is more of the truth than anything they're telling us on the news, okay? We're digging deep here, guys, so stick around. I'm going to read this for you. This is the Financial Armageddon. And they asked the question, could coronavirus be the pin that pops the everything bubble? Everyone was waiting for a black swan. This is it. No one saw it coming, and it will probably trigger the worst economic depression in history. The epitome of a black swan event. Even now that it's here still, few even see it because the infected are only in the thousands now, and people don't understand exponential growth. Every year, 5 to 20% of people get the flu. This virus has the same contagious level as the flu, or worse. 5 to 20% of the world is about to get a flu that 5% of people die from. China's economy is plummeting, and the country is still feeling the pain of the trade war with America. An outbreak of a new and deadly virus is the last thing the Chinese economy needed. By the way, guys, I'm going to leave this in the link. I'm going to leave this link in the description in case you want to click on it and read along with me, be a little more immersed in it. This is really intense, okay? Just a warning. The Wuhan coronavirus, which has killed 56 people and infected nearly 2,000 so far, has already roiled Chinese markets and thrown plans for the upcoming Lunar New Year holiday into chaos for millions of Chinese. If Beijing does not succeed in containing the disease rapidly, it will cause more pain for a country that was already trying to ward off a severe recession by trying to encourage more consumer spending. An epidemic could have the opposite effect. It would be extreme ignorance or complete denial to think that an indefinite quarantine of at least 50 million people and growing will not have an effect on the Chinese or global economy. This could very well be the pin that pops the everything bubble. We've been waiting for it. This could be it. Okay? This is the problem with massive debt load all over the world. It doesn't take much to turn a company from black to red. Once defaults start, banks will drop like dominoes, and every profitless zombie corporation goes to zero as investor confidence of future profits evaporates. I have been saying for years, only a black swan brings this house of cards down, and the coronavirus might just be the ticket. The global economy was already sinking into a recession prior to this black swan event. This will certainly pour gasoline on the already declining global economy. The question now is, what will the central banks do? Will they continue to debase their currency and hyperinflate the stock market in an attempt to convince the plebes that everything is awesome? Or will they capitulate and allow the stock market to reflect the true state of the economy? Will coronavirus crater hopes of a global recovery as world trade tumbles? Will coronavirus crater hopes of global recovery as world trade tumbles? Only time will tell. Welcome to the Atlantis Report. UK researcher predicted that the coronavirus would infect over 250,000 people in China in under 2 weeks, which has sparked a renewed fear that China will once again try to underrepresent the true severity of the diseases until it's too late. It's pretty obvious to anyone paying attention that the official numbers are bogus. Will it be a pandemic? Who knows? But with a multiple day incubation period and seemingly high contagion factor before symptoms appear, combined with a late response from China, it has that potential. Has the potential to be a pandemic. There is also some evidence pointing to it being a lab virus, meaning it was designed to kill. The Chinese are they're closing down 18 cities and quarantine 56 plus million people during the busiest season in the country. The death certificates are being written up as pneumonia or viral pneumonia rather than coronavirus to keep the official count down. As usual, pay no attention to what they say. Just pay attention to what they're doing. By the way, this is most likely going to be demonetized. So if you're watching right now, please share this. Just share it on Twitter or something. Share it with your friends in Telegram, whatever, wherever. This is most definitely going to be demonetized. Things like this get demonetized on my channel. And what they are doing is pretty clear evidence that they believe this will kill a shitload of people. The economic disaster will be epic. And even if things went to normal tomorrow, massive economic damage has already occurred. Reason enough to cause chaos. This week will cause historic uncertainty for the markets. Empty stores, streets, fear. It ain't so much about the lethality as it is about the ensuing panic. The US, France, and Russia are among several countries trying to evacuate their nationals from Wuhan City. Hong Kong declares a state of emergency and shuts schools. Hong Kong is also suspending flights and train services to Wuhan and will cancel all Lunar New Year celebrations. The Hong Kong Marathon has also been called off. Just the fact of the lockdown of major metropolises and every movie theater in a nation and Disneyland and Starbucks and McDonald's, airports, train stations, gas stations, etc., the info alone will drive the panic. I find it interesting that just as markets are finishing a vicious, liquidity-driven run to new all-time highs, and the authorities are desperately seeking to find some kind of scapegoat for the return to Earth, including the Chinese, that the coronavirus makes its appearance. Have we all learned anything? The only way to have strong economies is to have strong national economies, not a global economy. One wrong move in a global economy and they all fall. They all drop like dominoes. Only strong national economies that are self-sufficient will survive. The global ideology is a stupid one. It is centralized power to the very few with no individual rights and leaves us all weak and dependent. Critical thinking is that if this is a weaponized bug, it would be a lot more contagious and a lot more lethal. It's a mutated strain of the flu and a wet dream for the medical industrial complex. Worst case scenario, if this virus is the big one, quotes, the big one, and if sufferers of flu are infected with this strain of corona, and if the kill rate is 15% of those infected, and if there is a 50% kill rate for those over 60 with respiratory difficulties, then my guesstimate is 5 million dead in each of Europe and the US, 20 million in each of South America, China, and India, plus 30 million in Africa and 2 million in Russia. All areas where affected Chinese exports and personnel have been deployed. Short term, under 1 year, there will be a massive supply of housing and liquidation of savings capital in the US and Europe. Lawyers, undertakers, hospital equipment manufacturers, snake oil cure salesmen, crematoria, graveyards, florists, brewers who purify the water in their beer, plus a bunch of others will see a massive increase in demand for their services. cessation of global trade with countries with the highest rates of infection, starting with China, then flowing to all those countries closely linked with China. There will be a massive breakdown in law and order, in morals. There will be a massive logistics problem, disposing of over 100 million dead. This coronavirus is very suspiciously, now listen up guys. This coronavirus is very suspiciously linked to the US-China trade war. First, the attack on their sounder of pigs, then consequently followed by another virus attack on Chinese people. Leads me to think of the usual criminal who has no ethical and moral boundary to achieve their political and financial agenda, the full spectrum of global dominance. Social media across all platforms are promoting that Chinese eat all kinds of animals. Well, it turns out not only Chinese, but people all over the world from different cultures are eating wild animals. The virus attack provides very valuable anti-China propaganda as a deflection from the one who commits the crime of spreading the virus. Given the recent rise and spread of the coronavirus in China, and this recent headline from CNN, quote, "The Wuhan virus is the last thing China's economy needs right now." One has to wonder if one of these engineered viruses surreptitiously escaped the lab. It's a horrible thought, but does anyone believe Western agencies wouldn't resort to biological warfare in an attempt to economically cripple China? The death rate for the coronavirus is about 4%, about the same as the Spanish flu that ravaged the world in the early 1900s. The 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, January 1918, December 1920, infected 500 million people around the world, including remote Pacific Island and the Arctic. 50 million to 100 million, 3 to 5% of the Earth's population died, making it one of the deadliest epidemics in human history. Conclusive evidence about how the outbreak started is lacking. While officials in Wuhan first traced it to a seafood market, some patients who have fallen ill never visited the market. Researchers have also offered disparate explanations for what animals may have transmitted the virus to humans. Initially, coronavirus has taken off in Wuhan, the capital of Hubei province in China. The virus is believed to be somehow related to interaction with animals in Hubei. But what's the probability this virus outbreak was an intentional act by the globalists and they're just blaming it on bats and snakes? There are many theories about the cause and spread of this virus. I don't know which is correct. A China researcher on Twitter, Ben Talmadge, often a great source of granular details for all things China, has been providing information about China developing biological weapons specifically in the city of Wuhan. Citing a story from July 2019, Talmadge draws attention to a level 4 biological lab in Canada that was infiltrated by Chinese spy scientists, and a biologic agent was removed. What makes this aspect interesting is a location where the Chinese spies returned after they were caught. Wuhan City, the exact place where the coronavirus started. A year earlier, in July 2018, China inaugurated Wuhan Biosafety Level 4, BSL-4, lab in the city. It is the only Level 4 biological research facility in the country. The Wuhan lab was built precisely to look into dangerous pathogens like the novel coronavirus, which, again, is reported to have originated from Wuhan City. This just doesn't seem like a coincidence. Reports are this virus escaped from a biolab, of which several were built to study SARS and other disastrous viruses. It's reported SARS and other viruses have, from time to time, traced back to coming from one of the labs. In my humble opinion, a bioweapon. We can stop with the vilifying of snakes and bats. This virus likely came out of a bioweapons lab, either accidentally or intentionally. It is a biolab leak, whether intentional or not. A weaponized virus that has always been human to human. Could the coronavirus epidemic be all by plan? A plan by the owners of the world's private central banks? They had originally planned World War III as their cover for the collapse of their massive worldwide Ponzi scheme and debt bubble. However, as World War III has proven hard to start for them, so now they've switched their cover to a worldwide coronavirus epidemic. Are they trying to spread the virus intentionally? Take a person before a major country holiday that is infected with a unique virus in the vicinity of a bioweapons plant. Put them in a room or plane with 100 plus people for 12 plus hours, all breathing recirculated air. Quarantine one person who shows off the signs of infection. This feels like a test run for the real deal, either from the infection side or the containment side, testing how protocols are working. Now they can blame China's biological weapon of mass destruction for the stock market coming crashes. This was the Atlantis Report. Okay, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. All right, guys. So I just want to share that with you. Now, like I said, I'll leave the link for you in the description. Check it out. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I think this could be the Black Swan event, and the world is getting really crazy right now. By the way, real quick, I want to show you the gold price. Gold price. Gold is open in China, and it's going up. Okay? This could be, we're going to see what happens in the stock market at 6 a.m. And we'll see if anything happens, anything crazy. All right, guys, I love you guys. Be good people. All I can tell you real quick is that to take vitamin C, boost your immune system every way you can. Drink a lot of filtered water, okay? Take a lot of vitamin C. I just bought mine. It's coming in the mail. I didn't have any, but it's coming in the mail. I also bought, let me show you what I bought real quick. I just bought a charger. I bought a charger, a solar charger, and I bought some vitamin C powder. It's really cheap, okay? I bought this solar charger in case there's some kind of blackout or something, okay? It charges your, it has 3 USB outputs. All it takes is the sun. It takes the sun's energy, and you can charge your phone with it in the case that there's a blackout, there's no electricity at your home. I bought this powder. This is pure vitamin C, no filler, nothing. Check it out. It's only $12 on Amazon. Okay, bulk supplements. Pure absorbic acid, which is vitamin C. Okay, I bought that. I'm gonna mix it with my water, and I drink a ton of it. You can also buy Emergency. This stuff is great. It's a little more expensive, but it's great. Okay, go check it out. Be safe. Do exercise. But don't go out so much. Try not to be in public places. Another crazy thing is that Kobe Bryant died. Rest in peace, Kobe. What a great inspirational man that the world looked up to. Terrible situation that happened. I have a few questions. Why was he flying a helicopter in such fog? I was out there last night. I was out there this morning. The fog was insane. I could barely see in front of me. Why was he flying around in a helicopter with his 13-year-old daughter? He seems like a responsible man who would make responsible decisions. Why was he flying around in the fog like that? The helicopter pilot must have known it was dangerous. That's crazy. Helicopters don't fly around in fog like that. They're not supposed to. Why is it, and this timing is so suspicious, guys. Now they have enough material for all of next week to go through memorials, remembrances, interviews with people who knew him. They're going to flood the news with this, guys, next week. Why? I know it was most likely an accident, and, I hope it was. I hope it wasn't the deep state or, craziness like that, but you never know, man. It is fishy to me, and LeBron just took his title as for the highest points the day before he died. You know, I mean, that's a big achievement and that's a big thing for Kobe. It's just weird, man. And weird stuff happening lately. First, we had the World War III scare, right? We had the World War III scare on the 3rd. Then we have the spread of this coronavirus. Now we have Kobe Bryant, dead. Dead. I couldn't believe it when I opened my phone after church. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was one of those stupid Twitter jokes. I thought he maybe said something stupid. Maybe he said something and people are making fun of him and saying, oh, rest in peace, you'll never recover from this. No, it was real. You just don't think someone larger than life like that could ever pass on from us, from where we're at, you know? So don't take life for granted, guys. Don't take it for granted. It could have happened to any of us. That can happen to any of us. It's going to be our time someday, every single one of us. Don't take life for granted. Enjoy the small things. Be content with what you have every single day. All right? Just remember you're blessed. We're blessed just to be breathing, just to be enjoying this crazy, intense, beautiful life. Right? Don't take it for granted, guys. All right? I love you guys. Hodl strong. That XRP. Woo! And have a great night. Have a great morning, wherever you're at in the world. Love you guys. Crypto Mike out. Peace.